So, obviously, you've spoken to us about all your Twitch streaming and all the content creation you're doing. How do you see the media industry progressing over the next few years? 'Cause obviously, it's changed a lot in the last few years. So how do you see it, based on your experience, the way it might go? Do you think live streaming's the way it's going to go? Do you think it's going to keep going with short form? What do you think?
I think live streaming as just a solo mission is impossible. So it's got to be short form as well, because short form is essentially what's blowing up every creator anyway in the long form industry. But I also think it's kind of going to. I don't know if I might be on my own thinking this, but I feel like it's going to go backwards, low key, because Mr. Beast and people like that, they've kind of killed the originality of YouTube by just chucking money at stuff, which is like, there's crazy videos, it's entertainment. But I think to an extent, like I've briefly said to you guys about how I watch Queso, Queso's content is very much just like old YouTube, and I think people still are craving that because it feels like more of an organic relationship with the creator.
Definitely.
So I think I won't be surprised if in a few years' time people have gone back to preferring that type of content, but also people's attention spans maybe are just so cooked now, like that honestly maybe can't even possibly go back to that. But short form is definitely going to still be the wave though, to get more views on your long form in general, because I mean that's how I even started. Back in 2020 I was posting like on TikTok about games and stuff, and it was kind of like, nowadays, streamers are on TikTok. They're streaming on TikTok. That wasn't even a thing when I started. Clips weren't cropped with the camera at the top and the clip at the bottom. That was crazy when that started happening. It was like everyone was just cropping them sideways, like just putting it looked terrible. But like everyone was it's all about TikTok and all about the short form, because if you grab their attention in 10 seconds, then they're more likely to watch you for an hour or 2 hours. But you can't really grab somebody's attention if they click on your stream. It's really hard to make sure, especially if you're a bigger creator, you're not focused on that one specific viewer, that new viewer that comes in and says, hi, I'm new, or whatever. But in my position, when a new person comes in, you have to be so like engaging with that one specific person, obviously still engaging with the rest of your chat, but you need to be speaking to that person as well and finding out a lot about them. So I think with the short form, it's definitely needed, because they get to know you a little bit before they even feel like they need to come in and chat with you. I don't know. But also, yeah, I think people miss that originality, organic nature of it, because, I mean, all the biggest YouTubers, no, not all the biggest, but a lot of them really don't like Mr. Beast for that reason, because he's chucked money at things, and it's crazy videos, but it's missing something. It's missing personality. It's just soulless to an extent. Yeah.
Even if it was him like cutting through a table with a plastic knife or something similar, it was him.
Yeah.
Well, it's not him anymore.
Yeah.
It's how can I pay X amount of people. It's almost like the production value. I'm sure you've seen this. I know we've spoken about it in the past as well. Is the production value on YouTube has just gone so high that it almost feels like when you go to watch something from Hollywood, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's almost got that same ick, for lack of a better word. And it loses that personality, which is why I think what you were saying about it bouncing back. I sort of see that as well. Yeah. In terms of people are aware, especially as people now are aware the almost addictive nature that the short form side of content gives you. Yeah. Now that they're more aware of it, they're almost less susceptible to it. Yeah. So I can definitely, I don't think you're alone in that school of thought. I think I can see that as well.
I think TikTok now is weird as well, because I mean a lot of my friends that are still streaming as well, they've started to pursue other different types of content. Even I've started posting other type of content on a different account. Just started collecting Pokemon cards again, like I used to when I was a kid, and I've just started making those because editing stream clips has become such a chore, because if I'm not farming clips on purpose, then it's so hard to hit a banger clip.
Exactly. What platform do you think will help you the most?
Definitely was TikTok at the start. I mean, I have a different account now. I sort of reset my whole like TikTok when I started streaming Valorant, because I just had so much unrelated stuff on the other account. So my other account was nearly at 10k, but I'd been posting on that for like 2 years, and I'd watched friends like post, like you say, mate, I worked so hard on some videos, watched them flop tremendously, and then watched some of my mates post like the most brain-rotted like Minecraft parkour comment videos, and then all of a sudden I'm watching my mates like on red carpets and stuff, and I'm like, how have they banged this many views from like these videos? And it was around the time of like the Dream SMP and stuff, and they were sort of making these sort of like spoofy comment videos where all they were recording was the parkour. They were taking flipping like screenshots from comments that weren't even real, some of them, you know, writing these fake comments and then responding to them. And these videos banged, and I mean, I love them to pieces. The guys that it worked for, really pleased for him. But also, it was like at the time, especially, it was before I started uni, so that it was really hard to see like why is this not gonna work why is this not happening for me, but it's happening in that situation. Yeah. I think TikTok, though, for me, that was where I first had any success, and I was posting on TikTok in like May 2020 when I first started, up until I still post on it now every now and then on a different account that I sort of like came out with when I started streaming Valorant, and it was just TikTok's weird though, man, because especially now it's impossible to be unique. Like 5 years ago when I started, the reason why some of those videos did do all right was because it was at such like an early stage of it. So TikTok was about all these like random trends, and then as soon as you actually start making like content that's kind of like, to an extent, some of the first videos that did all right for me was I just did a series where I was like, oh, here are some free games you can get for your PC, because I was new to PC gaming. So I was finding games all the time that I was like, oh, this is free, I can try this out. And so that series was where I first had some love. And I think I did a video where I was like, oh, Valorant, this new game, and that did like 200k views, 20k likes, and I was like, this is sick. And that was what really did it for me. But then not a lot of it translates over to Twitch. You've got to find this medium ground, which is obviously where then the Twitch clips come in. But then now you've got to farm those clips if you want to be one of the top guys, which is how like Jinxie, Queso, everybody at the minute that's popping, they blew up from TikTok clips, from their streams, edited down. And I mean, even now, like you watch a streamer like Jinxie, and he'll be looking over his chat, and then he'll say, oh, somebody said that. And then he'll go, oh, nobody even said that, I was just making that up. Like, because he's trying to get the clip, like, constantly. He's just like, he's on the ground. Yeah, it's clip farming. So, I don't know. I think TikTok is the main platform. Instagram Reels helps. YouTube Shorts. In fairness, YouTube Shorts last year was what did me some good. That's what helped grow my YouTube channel last year. But also, your viewers really don't translate well on YouTube Shorts to long-form YouTube content. So that's really a weird one, because, you know, there's a reason why so many people there's so many channels with over 100k million now. It's because YouTube Shorts is great for getting those clicks, but then if you do actually want to translate into long-form content, it doesn't necessarily work. TikTok is the best for it, especially because they have the live streaming thing as well, and people are obviously like just doom scrolling, and then they come across a stream, they're more likely to sit and chat in there than go, oh, I'm going to click this link and hop onto their Twitch stream. Yeah, exactly. They're just not that fussed.
The Twitch thing is now with advertisements, smaller channels, it's so difficult to make it on Twitch, because I'll join like my mate streams sometimes, or like Spoy, or like people I look up to and I want to watch, and I'll sit in their stream and I'll be like, oh, like they're live streaming, can interact with them, it's so good. But then I'll be sitting through like a minute of ads, and then he'll talk for 5 seconds, and then I'll be another minute of ads. And it's just like, why am I doing this? Like, I just click off Twitch straight away, because it's just like, I can't do the adverts, and you have to pay to get rid of them.
For sure. No, I 100% get that. I think a lot of smaller creators are actually doing themselves dirty with that even more so, because there's a setting on Twitch where you can sort of change the amount of ads that play. And I know that I've got mine all the way down, because it's the shortest it can be. But like you say, you have to have those ads on your channel. That's how Twitch accumulate money. So it's like, it makes sense, along with the subs and that.
It's hard trying to translate into the almost self-employed freelance style of Twitch as well, isn't it? It's like we were talking about affiliate on Twitch earlier, weren't we? And like you mentioned partner, in terms of that is how you then make money to get better kit. Is that, you know, you hit affiliate, then you have access to subs, which means people can either, you know, pay a monthly fee to support you as a creator or donate and stuff like that. But the side effect of that is you then have to turn ads on, which then I know for myself, having to sit through a minute, you don't sit through a minute of ads anywhere.
Have you ever had people join your stream and their names are like Mr. Beast 100 or give you cash and they donate a ridiculous amount? Or has that never happened to you?
Do you know what? It didn't for such a long time. But then in 2022, that was when I was streaming pure Valorant. It was like 6 hours a day of Valorant. It was, mate, I was depressed, to be honest. Playing that type of game, if you played Siege, bro, it's the same type of thing, You're just playing it and you're like, my God, I've lost 6 games today. Like, this is horror. But no, during that, I was streaming, and one month, what was it? I think it was like February 2022. I had a random guy come in, and this was when things had kind of slowed, but I'd picked it back up because I'd, started streaming a different game. You lose some, but then you pick up more as Twitch recognizes that that's kind of what you've shifted to. It then pushes you onto more people that watch that type of content. So then I remember that one day was crazy. A guy came in and he was like, hi. I think he just said hi, and then dropped, like, just went onto my donation thing, didn't gift subs or anything, just dropped $100. And I was like, I went crazy because someone's just giving me £100. That's mental. And then I remember so vividly, he was like, oh, you think that's crazy? And I was like, what do you mean? And then he dropped $1,000, and I was like, yeah, that was absolutely mental, because that paid for my holiday. It was crazy. Like, I'd booked a holiday and I was like paying it in sort of like monthly payments, and then this guy dropped $1,000 and I was like, damn, okay, that's paid for literally the whole holiday. Yeah, man, it was to Ibiza as well, so it was literally like, cheers, mate, that's so sick. But no, it was that has happened, but that's kind of what put Twitch on the map, though, to an extent, those videos, wasn't it? Like, people were coming in, and during the Fortnite days, like, that's when people were coming in, dropping bags, like Mr. Beast did it. I think Mini Minter used to do it. Yeah. That was kind of like the beginning of chucking money at videos, I feel like, really. I was on the fringe of being the beginning of it.
Someone that, like, relates to your chat and is always in donate money, because I feel like you sort of feel bad in a way when they, like, donate you money.
It's almost like your friend going, here's 50 quid, isn't it?
And you're just like, I'm happy you've sent it, babe, but I'd rather just stay in the streaming.
100%. Like that, there is I've had a few people like that. Even if just like nowadays, if one of my mates comes in that's like, watched me for the last 4 years, we've been really good friends. One of my best friends through it all, Pablo, he's a Spanish guy, became good friends with him through another community. The other guy stopped streaming. It was another good friend of mine at the time, but he stopped streaming. He's actually now Sean O'Malley's cameraman. Don't know if you watch UFC. Kind of crazy. He went on and started killing it, and he's now just traveling the world with Sean O'Malley, which is mental. But like, yeah. He's mad into UFC as well, so it's like a dream job for him. But I met him through his community, and now Pablo, he'll come in and he'll sub every month. That doesn't bother me as much. That's like, cheers, mate. That's just like an appreciation thing. That's like, support him. Yeah. It's like, if he was doing it, I would sub to Pabs because I love the guy. So it's like, but then when some people come in and it's like, it doesn't necessarily happen nowadays, but a few years ago or a couple of years ago, when it was like good friends of mine that I'd met through streaming, and then they'd come in and maybe gift 5 subs, maybe even 10 or something. I'm like, guys, even if you're just gifting 2, I'm like, don't give me any more of your money, lads. Like, I would much rather you keep that money because you're my mates. But at the same time, they started off as viewers. So also it's like, we've become friends, but also I only know you because you were watching me as a fan to an extent, you know what I mean? It started off as that.
Develop that friendship with them, though. I'd imagine you'd still be grateful, but I feel like you wouldn't feel as weird.
No,
it's
yeah.
The fact that, even if they'd watched you for 2 years and then were doing it,
yeah,
you'd be like, oh well, thank you, regular.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
While the fact that you then develop a friendship with them, you're almost like, please don't give me money.
That's the thing, because it's like, you gift me these subs, completely shifts, because it's, if they give me these subs and then after stream I'm literally in a Discord call with them playing some games after stream, it's like, mate, why'd you do that earlier? Like, what are you doing? So yeah, definitely the dynamic shifts drastically. Like, but I think, I don't know, it's such a weird industry in that sense, because until you start like really doing well with views, you're gonna feel that way about all of your views. You're gonna feel a little bit of a closeness. I don't necessarily do now because I'm a bit older than my viewers, so it's I mean, they've.
Almost like a teacher.
Yeah, well, they've rotted my brain with all the nowadays brain rot stuff. Like I've been taught so much crazy brain rot stuff now, like in this new generation, and it makes me concerned for them, to be honest. But also, like, we were watching some crazy stuff at 14, so it is what it is. But no, I don't know. The dynamic is strange. One of my most prolific gifters, I'd say. He still comes in nowadays, but he hasn't gifted anything in like 2 years, and I really love that because he gifted so many subs. He has like all-time gifting in my channel. He has like 350 gifted and like and a serious amount of bits as well. It's like 30k bits or something. He's gifted so much, and he was like a huge support. He actually helped pay for my first car, which is crazy. Like, it's not like a streamer, it's not like a typical streamer thing to say, but my first car wasn't exactly like a Lambo's. It was to pay for a Corsa, but like he basically paid for my insurance, and it was like, that is so sick. But nowadays, if he comes in, I know he's not gifted, and I'm just really pleased to see him because it's somebody that, the only reason why he actually found out about me was when I was on like 5 viewers when I was sort of like a couple months in or a month into streaming. I raided him with my 5 viewers, and he was on like 1 viewer, but I just found him and I thought he seemed cool, and then he started coming into my chat, and then he gave me all this money, and it was like, that was never what it was meant to be. Like, but also my community liked him and were in his streams as well, so I think to an extent you want to pay that back, pay it forward, like I did with my yeah, because it's like the guy that I was talking about, who I met Pablo through. I gifted a lot to him in COVID. Like, half my Twitch payouts each month was just like donating to Gin Man. He was the guy. I looked up to him a lot, to be fair, but it was almost like half of his community were watching me. I really appreciate the fact that it's networking without realizing it's networking, because you can go into a chat and say, guys, come follow me, but that's not going to grow you at all. Like, if you want it to actually be a career, if you want, it needs to just be, you just need to be nice in chat. And then I think I didn't say anything about my streams to him until like a month of watching him, and he was like, oh, I saw that you streamed, and then he raided me. My first ever donation was from him, and it was like a £20 donation so that I could buy an AC adapter for my camera, because my camera would die at 2 hours every single night, so I had to end or switch to my webcam, which was like a 20 quid webcam. So he donated 20 quid to get me an AC adapter so my camera was just constantly going. It's like, if you want it to be a career, you have to just like treat everyone as a professional, as a colleague type thing. You wouldn't go into a company and just start pushing your company. You wouldn't walk into Greg's and go, come Couplands. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's going to go, no, I like Greg's. Like, it's just like, if someone comes into my chat and says, come watch me, I'm going live. It's like, no one's going to leave because they're in here for a reason. If they go and watch you, they would watch you if you were making content that they want to watch. It's not that, it's so weird. It's like the follow for follow stuff. It just is, that's not how you build a career with it.
You say it's like it relates to, because that would be the same in any career. It's just, you don't think of it as networking, do you? Because there's a lot more, the relationship's a bit different. It's more like a friend than like a colleague, for example, or like you don't you're your own boss in that environment. You don't have a line manager to respond to. Therefore, it's almost a little bit different, but the core mechanics are the same. The core idea is the same: is be nice to people, they'll be nice back. Then you'll end up with situations that could benefit, and it's just about being friendly to people. But yeah, so outside of, let's say, the streaming stuff, because we've spoken a lot about that, how are you finding balancing with uni, streaming and uni? Because they're both quite time intensive, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's not easy. I'm in a relationship as well, and she lives in Manchester, so that's another spanner in the works. Seeing her is, we've spent all of uni doing that, so it's been pretty brutal. But it's not easy. I've cancelled so many streams in this last 6 months, and that's why I've seen things go back down again, which is so disappointing because I worked so hard last summer to build things up again. It was I started playing Elden Ring and built it up again and built a whole new community. And now with uni starting again, third year, it's the proper crunch time, you know, I've got to get everything done serious, properly. You just gotta. I think I always see it as like it's always something to look forward to at the end of the day. Yeah. So that always helps, but also it's come to the point again where it's because it still is just a hobby. If I think now it's kind of gone back on itself. If I was earning more, I'd feel like maybe I'm more obliged to stream and prioritize that. But also, I don't know. I don't know. The balance is really difficult though, to be honest, because because it's like, oh, if they've said to do something for this week and I haven't done that, and then I've got to 7 p.m. and it's when I'm streaming, and I live alone, so it's like cooking everything, you know, everything on my own. So I've got to have done my whole day, gone to the gym, come back, done some work, cooked my dinner, everything, you know, and then stream. It feels like the day just shoots away from me. Yeah. So I think sometimes I just have to either just cancel the stream. Yeah, something has to, and I can't. I sacrifice enough time seeing my girlfriend anyway. We have to spend time away because we're both so busy anyway. But then it's like the only other thing I can sacrifice is my streams. But then I know that the core group that I have will stick with me until 2 months' time when I'm done.
That's because you built that relationship.
Exactly, this is it. Yeah. You
built that community, that relationship, and it almost gives you that little bit of wiggle room, almost that like little bit of space.
Yeah.
But you know it's not going to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can just...
The odd people will drop off, obviously. Yeah. You know, as soon as you don't stream for a couple of weeks or don't stream 1 week, then they found somebody else. Yeah. It's like a relationship. It's like they've already moved on, mate. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I think there's always, as long as you've got that core group, which you obviously don't start with, but then if you take a little break, you're still going to have, even if it's just like a core group of like 3 or 4 people, which was all it was to me last year when I started again. And then I got back up into the summer and I started streaming on TikTok and stuff, and I peaked at like over 100 viewers on TikTok streams. I never streamed on TikTok. So it started doing all right, and I built this community up again, and now it's a kind of a different core group of people that are stuck with me now because they've stuck with me since last year, because every year people are going to leave and people are going to come back and people are going to... It's weird. I streamed like last night and I've got someone coming in from 4 years ago that I haven't seen really much at all, and but then I've got people who are in every single night, but like only like 6 or 7 people are really that active nowadays. Yeah. So it is weird balancing it with uni, because you've got to think, you've got to find there's a fine line between just like cutting it off altogether and then just actually 2 hours. I try and do 2 hours 4 times a week, Tuesdays to Fridays, but sometimes, you know, with other things, even watching football matches, like I didn't stream on Tuesday night and stuff like that. Like just other life things just do get in the way, especially when you're this busy.
What's your aspirations after uni then? So what do you think? Obviously, you said you have more time for your streaming. Yeah. What sort of like work side are you looking to go to?
I could see myself going freelance, sort of video editing. I've always just loved making videos. That was where it started with YouTube, and then transitioned to Twitch when I had a PC and couldn't go outside. So I think I'll probably end up freelance to an extent. But also, I'm really not sure, you know. I'm still... That's the weird thing. I'm in final year. I feel like I really should know now. But also, I don't have it fully figured out yet. I think I'll just keep going with my content, see what happens. I'll pick up a job, regardless of how good it is. I'll get a job, you know. I'm going to have more time for it.